This is the Monvict hot glue gun that's available for purchase on Amazon. It comes in this box like this, inside a padded envelope. At least that's how I received it. The label on the box just says hot glue gun with 12 sticks. It says it's made in China and that it's new. So let's open it up and take a look at it. It's inside the Ziploc bag. Because that's handy. You can always reuse that Ziploc bag. Let's see how many glue sticks it came with. It advertised that it comes with 12. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. That was 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Huh. Let's count them again. Here's the 12th one. So it did come with all 12. It also comes with these little finger guards. If you want to use them. But to me they look a little weird. But if you don't want to get your fingers burnt, that might be a good solution for you. You may like to use them. As far as me, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll give them to my wife. Has this card in it. Has directions on how to use it. Insert the power cord into the wall socket. Insert the stick into the gun. Turn the power on and preheat the gun for 2 to 5 minutes before use. And it also warns you about pulling the trigger before it's preheated can cause it to jam. And it also has 2 heat settings on it. That's in the advertisement on Amazon too. It has an 80 watt heat setting and a 120 watt heat setting. It shows that the indicator light will be red if 80 watts is selected and green if it's 120 watts. So we'll check that out. And just looking at it, I mean, it looks pretty good for a $25 glue gun. It's a full size gun. You can compare the size of my hand to it. It's not like one of the little miniature ones. See, the trigger operates that part of it right there. The power cord is detachable from it. It plugs in and pulls out. So that's nice. The one of the key features that they advertise in this that is it can be used cordless. And basically by how you use it cordless is you let it preheat, and you once it gets good and preheated, you can unplug it, and then this will still be hot and you can still melt the glue with it. Their claim is that it'll keep on working for about 5 to 20 minutes after it's been unplugged, allowing you to work anywhere. So we're going to check that out. You can see the label on the gun right there. The model number says it can be used from 100 to 240 volts, 50 to 60 hertz. And then it shows the power, 80 or 120 watts. Shows it passed quality control. You got your electrical certification on it. Stamped in it right there too. There's an indicator light there where you insert the glue stick there. First we're going to check out the electrical consumption of this gun to see how accurate that 80 and 120 watt advertisement is, and see how many amps it pulls and all. This is a kilowatt meter. It can give you really good information on different things. You can plug whatever you want to test out in here, and you can test out the voltage, which on my circuit it shows it got 119 volts. It'll tell you how many amps whatever you got plugged in is pulling, how many watts. Also shows you the the hertz on the electrical circuit. Now I also give you a kilowatt hour reading, let you know how much electricity you're consuming. So we're going to be using the watt setting right now. Let's plug this thing in. Just don't get that tip near anything we can melt. Alright, I'm going to first switch it on the first power setting. You can see right there, it's on the first one. That's interesting. When I first switched it on, it peaked up around 90 watts. And then after a few seconds, it came down, and it's slowly coming down. I don't know whether that's just because it's starting to warm up, and it just, the 80 watts is a peak rating, and the 120 watts is a peak rating on the second setting, or if it's just that this is what this gun pulls and the advertisement's wrong. I'm now going to switch it over to the second heat setting. We see it spiking up. It's going up 100 watts, 110, and now it's dropping back down. I'm going to set this down and let it finish preheating on the high setting. But you can see here the average it's pulling, it spiked up around 110 watts and then it started coming back down. It's not like it's pulling that 100 something watts full time. It peaks to it and then it drops down. Same thing with the low setting. It peaked around 90 watts and then it started coming back down. I'm thinking it's designed to do this. As it warms up, the power starts dropping down. The 80 watt claim and the 120 watt claim is a peak power when you first initialize it. So let's give it a few minutes and check out how it works. Also, while we got it warming up, let's just look at the amps right quick. So it's pulling 0.2, 0.3 amps, so it doesn't pull a lot of power. Let's see how it performs once it warms up. Alright, this thing's been sitting preheating for probably a little longer than 5 minutes. Still on high. Right now it's showing that it's pulling 18 watts. That green indicator light, it's on there, but it's real dim. Let me turn this overhead light off. You kind of see it a little better. So it is there. You got the red light. Red light's a good bit brighter than the green light. Green light's not as bright. So since it's preheated up, let's run a few beads on this cardboard and see how it comes out. I'm sure we gotta get the glue primed through it. Just gonna do it nice and slow. It's got a little bit of smoke and popping coming out the end of it, so that's letting me know that it's purging air out of it. And one thing I noticed about this, a lot of times like heat guns and glue guns and stuff, when they're brand new and the first couple times you turn them on, you get this real bad odor from it. Me personally, I haven't smelled that odor from this like I have a lot of other things. So that was kind of surprising to me too. Alright, that first stick has pushed in. It's melted in there, so let's put another stick in to keep pushing that glue through the gun. Now it's coming out. So let's squeeze. And it comes out pretty good. I mean, this trigger is almost effortless pulling this trigger. I mean, I'm just pulling it and it's just coming on out. That works pretty good. You see, I just poured out probably a stick worth of glue right there in just seconds. That is surprising how easy that came out. You can see it's got some bubbles in it because I was pushing it out pretty quick. But it was coming out just as quick as I could pull the trigger on it. I'm going to take this box that it came in. I'm going to run a bead of glue on there and see how it glues together. We'll let that dry for a minute. And that glue glued the lid of this box together pretty good. It's only been about a minute. And it's glued it. I'm going to pull it back open so I can reuse this box if it don't tear to pieces. Yeah, you can see that bead of glue held pretty good. This is common with glue guns, but it does have a little drippage out of the end of it as it's hot and you're not using it. So if you're just setting it down, set something under it to catch that drip when you're not in between using it if you got it hot. On this workbench, I don't care. Now we're going to test out the cordless feature of this gun that they claim that it will keep working 5 to 20 minutes after being unplugged. So I got a stopwatch right here. We're going to unplug it and then time it. We'll test it out at like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and see if it keeps on working. Now it's preheated up to the high settings, so if it's going to last cordless, then it should last. And I'm plugging it, starting the stopwatch. Alright, it's been a little longer than 5 minutes. It's been 6.5 minutes. So let's test it out. Yep. Still got glue coming out of it. And that worked pretty much the way it did whenever it was plugged up. So let's give it a few more minutes and see if it keeps on working. Alright, it's been 13 minutes. Let's try it out. Hold on, let me fix the glue stick. Needs a new glue stick. Oh yeah. Now it's a little harder to pull the trigger, but it still ain't real hard. And it's still coming out pretty good. You can see it's not quite as good as it was a few minutes ago, but it's still working. So let's get a few more minutes, and hopefully I won't get too much more glue on my stopwatch. Alright, we at the 20-minute mark. Let's see if it works. It's harder to pull now. You can tell it's getting to the end of that time frame, but it does have some glue coming out. And keep in mind too, we've been using it throughout this 20 minutes. So using it throughout that 20 minutes has absorbed some of the heat out of this gun, but it's still melting it. But I would suggest maybe 15 minutes at the longest for using it cordless, but it will work at the 20-minute mark. So I will say that their claim of up to 20 minutes of cordless use is pretty accurate, because it is working and we have been using it throughout the 20 minutes. So that's my review of this Monvict hot glue gun that's sold on Amazon. I recommend it for the price. For 25 bucks for a full-size glue gun that works this good, I think you can't go wrong with it. It ain't perfect, but it's good. For the price, that makes it great. And especially if you're doing little things around the house, you don't want to put a whole bunch of money into something like this. There'll be a link down below in the description that you can go to Amazon to buy this from. And I hope you found this video helpful on this. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.